Yep.
Yeah.
We'll do the intro. We'll do a quick discussion or something. Then I'll do the emails. And then
All right. Okay. What show?
This is 132.
Yo, we're back with episode 132 of Keeping It 100 with Conan, the mighty, mighty DI, and JoJo, the Philly twink boy. What it do? Boom.
What's going on?
What's happening?
All right. So, as always, we start out with the shout outs, people that are listening to us from around the world, shouting them out. Eric Howard from Chula Vista, California. Erect As from Melbourne, Australia. Kurt from Belfast, Ireland. Tony Fury from the Yay, Oakland, Cali. Kettle D. Bell from Pittsburgh. Dan Smarkino, which does not sound like a name somebody from Tijuana, Baja California would have, but that's his name. Matt Tennant from the UK has a wrestling podcast called Union Smack. Rascals Doc from New York. The Rebel Starbuck, who has a wrestling podcast in Finland called Shooting Shizat. Are they related to your boy Shooting the Shiznit?
No, but that's very close.
Shooting Shizat. That's in Finland. You can tell your boy over there. What's his name? Huckleberry. What's the guy over there that does that podcast you're always on?
Husey? Or
No.
Shooting the Shiznit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
What's that guy's name?
BT, Brian Trammell. And,
BT. Yeah. What up? What up to those guys? Hancock Tokyo. What a great name. From South Bend, Indiana. Hoop from Phoenix, Arizona, and his brother JD Hoop 702. Super Dave Miller from Utica, Mississippi. Robin Glabinski from Billings, Montana. Scotty Davis from Dublin, Ireland. Lil K97 is back from New York City. Alan Davidson from England. Louis Stephen, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Here's another great name. Tito Santana from Sydney, Australia. Raymond Monagold from Mingo Junction, Ohio. Mr. Dark Ace 28 from Philadelphia. Is that maybe a Chatterbait friend or no?
No, but he certainly could be.
Do you like the name though?
That's a good name.
Mr. Dark Ace. Brenda Morass from Midland, which is just north of Toronto. Steve Kreshmer from Elk Grove Village, Illinois. Donnie from Buffalo, New York. Christian De Leon from Chicago. Cold Steel 1863 from Syracuse, New York. And let me see, Justin Paul Garrett from Gushin, Virginia, and Kurt from Manchester, United Kingdom. Thank you all for checking out our show. Some of these people are also on our Patreon. Thank you for joining our Patreon. And obviously our Patreon, that's where we make some real paper. We try to be anti-formulaic. We're always sending stuff from everywhere I'm at, whether it's Impact or AAA or anything that I'm doing behind the scenes. Disco's been putting stuff up there from Sapphires. I like to put up a lot of old school posters and interviews, and you just never know what you're going to find up there, but it's definitely worth it. If you got any questions, send them to K100 questions at gmail.com. Make them short so we can read a grip of them. And on Facebook, we're at facebook.com/K100 Conan. And JoJo's up there interacting, chopping it up with the fan base. Right, Joe?
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh, we got some purges.
All right.
Let's start off with Tad L. Taylor, the evil stooge.
Right.
Brother of Terry, proud author of I Probably Stooged You Too. If you hear it on a podcast or you don't tag a name, I'll probably stooge you too. Okay, we're going to block at Taddy Taylor. Block. All right. Also, we have a guy here, Gymnasium. At Gymnasium. I'm a gym class teacher and an original creation of Disco Inferno. All right. So
that
we'll
one
block
too.
This guy. Yeah, we're blocking him.
Do you put any music like right after the purges, like dun 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 dun, or you just wait to the end and put the Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah. Usually...
There's another grappler showed up. There's more grapplers now.
Oh, how many are there?
This is Grappler 8.
Right.
Ocho at
Right.
Grappler 8. I eradicate marks. Beat up Eskimos for fun. Smarter than you. My wood is your demise. Grapplers don't follow. They lead. Nerds not apply. I'm going to block him. Okay, block Grappler 8. I think there's another one.
How many grapplers have you? How many grapplers would you say you've blocked so far?
I don't know. There's a bunch of them here, though.
Right.
There's a new one. Okay, Grappler 9.
Right.
At Grappler 9. Slayer of Marks who think highly choreographed play fights are real. Sending them in their This Is Awesome chants back to the basement where they belong. We're going to block this guy. All these grapplers will be blocked. I told them I would do it. They threatened that I wouldn't do it.
Right.
And I'm sure, okay, Grappler, okay, he's blocked. Grappler 5, is he? Yeah, this guy's blocked.
So how many would you say for
Grappler? Grappler 8 is blocked. Grappler 10 is blocked. I think I blocked them all here. Grappler 6. Oh wait, he's a new one. Oh, he's blocked too. Good. Yeah, I blocked them all. All the grapplers are blocked. All you disturbed grapplers that Russo likes to put on your podcast and stuff, everything, and thinks you guys are great. I just blocked all of you bums. All right.
That's tremendous.
Yeah.
So there's 13 grapplers. How many would you say you've purged?
No, there's like about 7 or 8 of them. There's a lot of them.
Okay.
Purged them all. I just because they all follow each other and they're in a conversation. They all liked it, and so I blocked them all. Oh wait, there's another one here. Grappler 7. I didn't know I did block this one. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, could you move your camera down a little bit?
Who, my camera?
Yeah, there you go. You're good.
Right, there we go. All right, so that's it. So what do you guys? I want to talk about this here. Did you see Trump's Oval Office thing on the border crisis and everything and all that?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and this is why to me this whole issue is so ridiculous, is because they've taken the polar opposite end of each side of these argument and just highlighted that.
Right.
And like in the middle, like because here's the thing, Trump is making a very extreme case of what having no wall can have. Okay, and he's all in on like, people will be getting killed and just all that. It's like that's not going to happen. But you can't deny the whole thing, like that the wall, a bigger wall like that in the past in other countries happened, it's going to mathematically decrease the percentage of people coming in illegally. It's just simple math. If they would just present that as the argument, it would sound more reasonable, because then like what the Democrats say is that, this isn't a lot. This wall is useless, won't work. It's illogical. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not illogical to put a big barrier in between us and a country that has a big drug war going on right now and has a murder rate 5 times higher than us. That's not unreasonable. You know what I'm saying? But because Trump is taking the extreme end of the argument, they fight with the other extreme end and say, well, that doesn't make any sense. There is sense in the middle. I mean, I don't understand why people are morally against the wall when it's like, dude, it's like Mexico is high crime right now. 40 years ago, it wasn't like this. It's like the things have changed, and like it's like it just doesn't mean like people that preach against the wall.
Yeah, but that's the wrong reason to build the wall, because as I stated to you, because I do live in San.
Conan, you muted yourself. I don't know if you hit the button or. Still can't hear you.
Hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. I live in San Diego, and so the crime is 5 times bigger than it is in Chicago, and Chicago is way, way, way bigger than TJ. But here's the problem. None of that is spilling over into San Diego. Here there is no drug problems. There is no drug shootouts. There is none of that. Okay? So the real reason is to keep out illegal immigrants. Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
But the real reason here is Trump is now getting very desperate, kind of like the conversation we just had about, or we're going to have about Saban, just making, these things under pressure and making like wrong moves. Mm-hmm. He's under pressure because in 1 year he needs to be reelected, and he got elected on that wall, and he hasn't put that wall up. And he said the Mexicans were going to be on their dime. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Mexicans aren't going to pay for it. The last president said it. This president said it, and they ain't going to do it, and he can't make them do it, even though he said that he was going to keep all that money that the Mexicans were sending to the United States. Well, Mexicans will just quit sending money. So at the end of the day, they're not going to pay for it. So now he's asking the taxpayers, which is not what he originally said, to pay $5 billion for this. Wait.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's not a lot of money in the big picture.
Okay, but here's the thing. But to a lot of people, it's just morally looks wrong to be building a wall with your neighbor. And I can tell you for a fact, that it's going to stop a very small, minute amount of people.
I disagree with that.
They will go through, bro.
Yeah, they will, but it'll make it more difficult. I mean, it's not
It
a
will
minute number, bro.
Yeah,
there's
but
kids crossing. There's kids
but I
that
remember,
literally just walk across the border.
I
Kids.
remember that you said,
And that's how simple it is to be an illegal immigrant. A kid can do it.
they might be doing it in Arizona. They ain't doing it in California. But here's the thing: when you were talking about Israel and who else had have the wall, West Bank, right? The Palestinians, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very small border.
Of course it is. Yeah, that's not. But I'm saying is.
But let me just say, I just say one thing. Yeah, you can put the wall up and it will stop the flow, but I can guarantee you, bro, between tunnels, you have zero idea how many tunnels there are between Tijuana and San Diego. Wait a minute. Tunnels. Wait. Between tunnels and mini subs and just corrupt people that you can pay him, a pilot, a guy that drives a speedboat, so many ways that people that want money, how much you pay me, I'll get them across. People are always going to get across. I'm not saying don't build the wall, but if you think that's going to stop an illegal from coming in here, you're pretty wrong.
I think it can show. I think it could more so as more of a deterrent, because if people see it's more difficult, you're just going to have more people that aren't going to just pack up and try to make the trip. I'm just saying it's just going to mathematically decrease legal immigration.
I'm a big proponent. We have to have a comprehensive immigration law. I've been saying it. They've been kicking the can down the road since Reagan. Reagan was in office in fucking early 80s. Nobody's done shit. Bush pretend he was going to do something. He didn't do nothing. Nobody's done anything. They got to make some sort of plan here, because most of the people that come into the United States illegally from Central America are coming for one reason and one reason only: for a better life. They ain't coming here to commit more crimes.
Right. So why don't they just go through the regular port of entry? That's all they're asking the people to do. Yeah, it's like, if you're coming in for a better life, go through legal immigration. We'll probably give it to you. I mean, it's not that they're turning away a lot of people for the immigration. It's like they're letting most of the people in that are going through the legal process. It's just if you're an illegal, it's problematic.
Right.
I'm just saying. There's a reasonable argument on both sides, but each side's argument sounds unreasonable. If that's what I'm trying to get at.
Right. Because they're when Trump walks into the first of all, I popped with this today when Trump walked in to talk with the Democrats. He handed some candy out to them. Right. That must have been awesome. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So that I popped when I read that. Right. And they weren't even in there like fucking 10 minutes. Hey, man, you're going to fund the fund? Okay, bye. We got nothing to talk about. That's not the way you negotiate, fix things, or come to an agreement. He should have stayed there and hashed it out. But he keeps wanting to put all the blame on them. And you know me, I'm apolitical. I don't give a fuck. But I'm just saying, you should have sat down there and not left till you made a deal. But he got up, kind of threw like a temper tantrum and bolted.
All right, you ready for the go ahead, Joe.
I was just gonna say, did you see Pelosi and Schumer's little rebuttal?
Yeah, well, that was disturbing.
That was brutal,
bro. It's like Ben Shapiro did a good thing, like ripping on that. But bro, it's like he's right. Older politicians do not understand the art of how to work a camera.
No, they looked.
Like the younger ones that do, they get it. Like are the ones that people gravitate.
That's why Trump is so fucking badass. Look how old he is, and he is the master of the camera, of the interviews, of the fucking quick answer. These people, they're not TV ready. One guy was up there like that. The other one looked like she was all fucked up. They
look dead.
They look out of touch. They look out of touch.
Yeah.
She looked heavily medicated, and he just looked like a fucking robot, basically.
Yeah. All right, you ready for
the two right now?
let's go to the emails, because I think there's some good ones today. The first one's from Polyester.
Oh, let me say real
Did
quick,
he get purged?
Just about the mailbag. We do get some repeaters, and I someone earlier accused me of censoring their email, so I just wanted to say, if you haven't sent an email in, send it to K100questions@gmail so we can change up the incoming emails a little bit.
All right. So here we go. Dear gentlemen, I'd like to start off by saying my condolences to Glenn for the passing of his father. Thank you. To a much lesser extent, I also hope Mr. Feeney is feeling better. It must be tough to be a top-notch producer, run a successful podcast network empire, and then have to deal with food poisoning. Mr. Feeney is an upcoming national treasure. We're all glad to have him on so many platforms. God bless Mr. Feeney. My question is for Gil Bernetti. As support of the brand, how does it feel to win an end-of-the-year award on Vince Russo's platform? Personally, I was surprised you won such a landslide, but nonetheless, congratulations to you. It surely must have brought a smile to your face. Much to your dismay. Keep up the great work, guys. And by guys, I mean JoJo and Conan. You guys do an outstanding job. Polyester, the evil tailor. P.S. I'm still demanding an apology from Disco for the stupid purge, and I'm also continuing to demand an unblocking. You will not be unblocked. First of all, the Russo made me the louse of the year, right? And awarded me the award the week my father passed. Okay, so that was a terrible thing that Vince... horrific. Again, I called him out on it. So, and Polyester, you will know he apologized. Polyester, you will never be unpurged. All right.
Wow.
And actually, I'm thinking of purging him from the mailbag if we can block him from the mailbag too.
Okay. Pinot who purged forever from the mailbag last week.
Next is Adam Hughes, Joe's little weapon that he tries to use here to spin his propaganda for the Creative Control Network on the emails. That's Hughie. Hello. Subject, wrestlers on drugs and the truth about Joe Feeney's illness. Yo, up the RA, guys. Anyway, last week the show was a little late due to Joe Feeney being ill, but here's the truth behind that. Joe was walking the mall singing the rock to himself while walking up to guys telling that he'd love to eat a giant banana and or sausage. To cover up his quote-unquote secret, Joe went to the food court, and let's just say Joe didn't mind taking a piss after dinner, just not out of his arse.
Okay,
anyway,
wait.
This is Hughie, by the way.
This is the guy that works for you?
Yes, this is the guy that works for Joe on the Creative Control Network.
And this, what was the joke? I didn't understand that.
I guess he's Irish, bro. He can't speak English. No Irish, right?
He can't write it either.
Right. Anyway, Conan, from listening to an old X-Pac interview, he mentioned that once during his run in TNA, he wrestled AJ Styles while high on meth. So my question for you is, have you ever worked non-sober, or have you ever worked in a match with a guy non-sober? No question for you this week, Disco. I'm saving that for when you appear on my podcast. It's Hughie, hello, which just so happens to be on the Creative Control Network. P.S. KG still checks his MySpace. All right. So Conan has actually answered this question before, but repeat the question. Or repeat the answer. Have you wrestled high or inebriated or wrestled against somebody high or inebriated?
I once wrestled on some mushrooms that were given to me by Bam Bam Bigelow. And that scared me so much, I never ever did it again, or I've never been high into the ring or nothing like that. I have wrestled people that are not in a good state, and half the time...
Mexico, because those guys have coke. These have back in the day, had coke and booze in the locker room and everything. They drink before the shows and they do coke before the shows, right?
And
so definitely,
people hated wrestling me or Love Machine already, especially if we were together, because we'd beat the shit out of you, we'd tie your mask to the rope.
And you guys were over, so you don't want to go out there and then let them stink up the place with you too, right? So,
There were wrestlers that actually went up to Antonio Pena, because Pena would tell me everything, and they would tell him, look, don't put us in against these guys, and Pena would tell them, don't show up drunk.
That's hysterical. Okay, next one's from Cody Mills, and the subject is JoJo Heat. Hola, guys. Incredible content as usual. The show really helps occupy my mind at work on these long shifts. The only real marks against you I can give are on JoJo's part. Nothing too specific, just his unprovoked verbal jabs against me, as well as his remarks under his breath. He has perpetual nuclear heat with me in general, and I doubled down on my nomination of him for the Purge list. My question is, what is the one event or incident in history that you could go back in time and be a fly on the wall for? P.S. I had an awesome time in Vegas this past week and got to meet Disco via the end of the podcast protocol instructions. Had a cool conversation and free shot of Jameson. Didn't partake in the handjob of the week, but the gesture was still appreciated. Thanks again, guys, and JoJo, you suck. Hashtag make Raven funny again. Cody Mills came into the club, and I took him to the bar, got drinking, had a nice little conversation with him. How about that?
Was he an asshole?
No, he's cool.
I don't believe that.
No, he's absolutely cool.
What is it? Very, very aggressive, Joe. What was the problem between you and him? Bro, there's nothing better to me than watch Joe break down. But what is
meltdowns? He had a Twitter
it's
meltdown
awesome. It is fucking awesome. And then he tries to come back and like,
sorry guys, sorry if I offended anybody, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what is the heat between you and Cody?
I don't know. He's the one that takes the unprovoked shots in the emails. I've never taken a shot at him except to say that his band was atrocious when he sent in a song of the Juicy Seal. I mean, that's not my fault.
That's a shot. I mean, come on. You don't say I never took a shot except saying his band's atrocious.
That's almost like what just happened with the T-shirt. He goes, I borrowed the idea, gave it to somebody else, and he modified it. So I don't have anything to do with that. Right. It's like, come on, Joe, you're wrong on both accounts. It's fun. All right.
So the one event in history that I could be in time and be a fly on the wall for.
I'd say the Kennedy assassination, just because I'd like to fucking know what happened there. You know, that's the first thing that pops out to me is just be down in the crowd or something, look up, see where the shooters were, that kind of thing.
I would. I I would have liked to be on the fly on the wall when Clinton got the blowjob in the Oval Office from what's her name, from Monica Lewinsky. I would like to see how that went down.
All right.
That would be.
I would like to be a
Like,
fly in Juventude's brain when he convinced himself the world was round, flat.
okay.
We should have asked Shane, since he just was. He informed us he was a guest on Hoovie's new show. Who was producing said show? Because I'm curious to find that out.
Okay, this is the next one's from Brandon Locke. Subject is the big questions. I'm gonna ask these. We'll answer them in order when we go. Okay, number 1: boxers or briefs? Briefs. I do boxer briefs actually. What about you, Joe?
Boxer briefs.
Conan.
Yeah, boxers.
Shower or bath? Definitely shower.
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 Milk or no milk in your hot tea? No milk, but I do use cream.
No milk.
Milk and sugar. I don't know. It's just my mom always gave it to me that way, and that's just how I drink it.
Pineapple on pizza? Yes or no? Yes, if you're an imbecile. Okay, no. But my answer is definitely no.
I like the Hawaiian pizza, the one with the pineapple and ham.
That's you're weird. He-Man or Thundercats? Neither.
Thundercats.
Yeah.
Neither.
Okay, next is F, marry, kill. Fuck, marry, kill. Radigan, Hughie, and KG.
I don't even know the first two.
Yeah, Radigan, kill. I wouldn't kill. I would kill all of them. Sincerely, the Mass Marauder, Philadelphia Super 8. Whoever this guy is.
Could he be related to the Grapplers?
Absolutely could be. Yeah.
He's got a mask. Yeah.
Okay, the next one is from Luke Smith, our boy from Australia.
He did
the He did?
Yeah, it was very good.
It was Kazood, wasn't it?
Subject is Hulk. Hulk always gets Kazood. Hey guys, Happy New Year. What do you think of the Hulk Hogan segment on Raw? I thought the tribute to Hulk was classy as hell. Luke Smith, Secretary Brothers Senior Football Club Ipswich. I saw clips of it. I didn't see the whole thing, but he's honoring Mean Gene. I mean, how anybody could just want to decide to use that segment to?
I just thought it was very
Hulk Hogan coming on. Come on.
I just thought it was very smart of WWE to put him in that segment. There's any chance he's gonna get booed, it won't be here.
He made Mean Gene,
I think that crowd reacted like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
It was the regular Hogan pop, signs, T-shirt.
Right. You know why? Because the fans showed up for the show. If you're a wrestling fan, you're paying a lot of money. You're a fan of the show. What do you do? Go boo Hulk Hogan? It's like what a waste of money, right? The next one is from Asher DeLampier. The subject is entrance music. I was listening to episode 131 in my van. You guys in herbal medicine are pretty much all that gets me through some work days, so thanks. Anyway, I was really interested in Conan's music taste and wanted to know what he thought about Run the Jewels. They have a number of songs that would make excellent entrance music, and in my personal opinion, are one of the best current hip-hop acts. I know I got to either suck off Joe or diss the eye to get this read on air, so Disco, any woman on the roster, including Carmella, are better than you. That's not true. This guy's an idiot. You have an answer to that question, Conan? This band, Run the Jewels?
Very good. Just we haven't... I think I played something from them before.
Mm-hmm.
Like... before Joe came on, but I'm going to look for something and put it on because they are very good.
All right. Next one is from Ryan Demers. The subject is questionable behavior for a top babyface. What's good, K100 crew? Longtime listener, Herb Headlock. Here with a couple questions for Conan about AAA. Conan, I just listened to you on Killing the Town with Lord Cyrus, and you specifically mentioned Psycho Clown as a luchador with great potential to break out in the U.S. market. While I completely agree with the assessment, could you please explain to me why Psycho, arguably the biggest babyface in the company, does a face-fucking gimmick? Yeah, Jojo, you read that correctly. Wasn't sure if I was tripping seeing it done to the ref, not Hijo del Torontis, but the other guy, the first time. But after watching over and then seeing him do it again to a top heel, Rey Scorpion or Tejano maybe, I thought, what the fuck? Just thought it was a really strange thing for a babyface that kids go apeshit to do. Also, whatever happened to Hijo del Pirata Morgan? I thought he had a lot of potential and was starting to get some attention. Keep up the great work. P.S. What did everyone think about Mayweather beating up the Japanese kid? Looked like tension, had never had his ass whooped before. Oh, well, guess he knows now. I'll answer the question about the Mayweather thing. I thought that was very entertaining. This looked like he beat up a little kid. All right. Coney, you can answer the rest of these.
Yeah, it looked like he beat up a Japanese twink.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. It didn't even look like it kind of looked like the guy blocked it before he even hit him. I thought, wow, it's very weird. I couldn't believe. Yeah, anyways. Hijo de Pirata Morgan has a lot of talent, and you will see him in the future. That's just a very Mexican thing that people have been doing it since the original Parker used to do that a lot. And then L.A. Park, who's a guy that, and then the new Parker, who isn't that new because he's had the gimmick for like 15 years, he started doing it, and now Psycho Clown does it. It's something that Mexicans pop every time you do it, so it's a very Mexican thing.
To me, I never saw it, but that just kind of sounds like DX doing "Suck It," and they were baby faces too. You know what I mean? So
no, it isn't like a suck it sign. It's almost like the guy's facing you, and you grab his head and you bring it down to your waist, like if he was giving you a blowjob. But it's real quick, and the people always pop, and it's a very Mexican thing, you know? Yeah.
Okay, so it's from Gmail. Subject is next cruise. Hey, Keeping 100 crew. My question is for Disco. With Jericho announcing his second cruise, is there a chance he will go this time? Or are you afraid of the fan backlash and hostility jeopardizing your safety? My wife and I were on the first cruise, and I think Conan can tell you the fans were actually really respectful, and the heat you got was more in good fun. I don't think you'd be in any actual danger. P.S. I wore the yellow disco shirt the last day of the cruise and took some disco heat for you. Thanks, Colin Simon. I disagree. I think Conan, his fans, especially the Mexican fans, will be coming after me and trying to throw me over the boat.
This is a new year, bro, and I think what I am gonna actually try to do is, unlike Trump being able to come in agreement with the Democrats, I'm gonna have all my amigos sit down with you. We're gonna have a little tequila, a couple tacos, you know, maybe a couple mariachi songs, and just make up. You know, everything's gonna be cool. So please come on board, and I guarantee you, no harm will come to you.
All right. Well, that's been the last of the emails.
So, yes or no?
We'll see.
Okay. All right. So that's been the intro. Enjoy the rest of the show. Boom.
Hey, what time